Pastor Mark.
Okay, tell me why.
He made everything like easy to like understand, and it was like an easy thing, and he made it into like a fun way and like an easy understanding for things. He like taught me to like, even if like something were to go like down in a bad way, just try to make the best of it and to like never give up and always try.
Keep our hearts and our minds in Jesus Christ.
My track coach, Stephanie Adams. Every time I see her, I always am super hard on myself, and she always just tells me that every little mistake isn't who I am. It doesn't define me. It's making me a better person, and that it doesn't define my relationship with God. She always is telling me that God is with me, and I shouldn't be afraid, even like with track and even just anything every day. And every time I see her, she always puts a smile on my face and just motivates me to love everyone and just have God's love and just think about God when I'm doing things and how He would want me to do something. Whenever he broke his arm riding his scooter. And he always, like, whenever he would do a sermon, he would always describe it in kid words, so I'd always know what the sermon was. And he was like a child in a grown human's body.
For a long time, I never really had the presence of God with me. I thought He was just a figure in the Bible that we all pray about. I never felt His connection to me, or I never felt a connection to Him. So really, for the most part, I didn't really believe He existed. I thought it was just a thing we just prayed about every time at church. So one day, when I was at the lowest of my low, I prayed to God. I read the Bible, and I let Him into my heart. It didn't happen like a snap, but it happened when it happened. So I let Him into my heart. I felt warmness, like a hug or a blanket around me. I felt that a presence was around me. I didn't know what it was, but I realized that it was Him. He was watching over me. I couldn't really tell until I opened my eyes up for the first time. I felt Him around me. I felt Him like watching me. I felt Him with me the whole time. I felt like I wasn't alone. I wasn't afraid no more. I was there. He was there with me. There was no need to be afraid anymore. And He will bring me up to the light. He has shown me my path, my way. There's no need to have excuses no more, because I know He's with me. I know He'll always be there for me, and there's nothing else to worry about. Well, He always had a salty language, you know. So one day after junior high, I went to confirmation, and this was me in 7th grade. So I was a little bit of a smart man, or smart ASS. So one day, while we were at confirmation, I made a little bit of a racket, and that's when Pastor Mark, for the first time ever, raised his voice, and he said, "Sit your down," and that's all I remember about him, because that was the one time I actually started to listen to him, and I actually started to understand him more, because that was the first time he raised his voice to me. So
The biggest influence in my faith journey has been my whole family. They always are supporting me in everything I do, like sports, church, and everything, basically. They're pretty much just always there for me, and I really appreciate that. But if I had to pick one person that really influences me, it would be my Nana, because she goes to church every Sunday. She has Bible studies with her people at church, and I kind of look up to her in that way. She's always talking about God. She always incorporates God in everything, and I love that about her. And she likes to make up something in the Bible that she can kind of go off of and explain to kids and my cousins and the younger people in my family, and she'll kind of explain what the part of the Bible is and incorporate it in how Jesus was born, especially for Christmas. She just incorporates it with the reason he was born and how Mary and Joseph got to where they were and had Jesus.
If you had to pick something that you've learned from her that will really stick with you, what would that be? And kind of rephrase that.
God's in control. God, to her, God is everywhere and God is always in control. Everything you do is in God's plan, and that's what she lives by, and I love how she does that.
My mom, because she makes me pray every night and read certain parts of the Bible, and she helps me get deeper into it. And when I pray, I get closer to Jesus, and she helps me with that, and it just makes everything better and makes me closer. He went to Africa with him and his wife, and he got water for them and bought them food, and then they were amazed with it.
What did he tell you that you'll always remember about yourself?
He told me I'm wise, and I was very smart.
What does that mean for you?
That means that I just keep doing what I'm doing, and that means a lot because Pastor Mark, he said that to me, and that actually meant something.
I would probably say my mom. The reason why I would say my mom is because at a young age, she has really taught me everything about God. Ever since I was younger, she took me to church, and it helped me understand who God was and how big of an impact he is on everybody's lives. No matter if you don't see him, but he's there. She has encouraged me to go places with the church, with church camp. It has made me understand who God is, and every time something bad happens, she always is hey, God's there, just don't worry about it. And it's made me realize that God's here for me, and I can trust him, and everything's gonna be okay. It's been a big deal in my life with her helping me out, because if it wasn't for her, I'd probably not even be at church most of the time. And it's helped me understand who God is and how God has helped me in my life. Say, okay, what's up, man?
Well, Pastor Mark, he was the one who got me into it, because he was always fun and showed us what God really, because I always have to go here with my parents and everything. And then you showed me all the different games and lessons we would do, so ways we could find God, and how that really influenced me. I always remember, thanks be to God, and we will, something like that.
I'd say God to me is a friend, someone who I can really rely on, like a family member, someone who's definitely going to support me no matter what, and someone who's going to guide me on my path through faith and other life means. Something I'd remember Pastor Mark by, probably his stories, like how he was always like cheerful, his attitude, overall attitude, and probably the Africa story. Whenever he told us that, because the like theme of perseverance was really motivating for me in that time of life.
The biggest influence has been Miss Sharon, because of like, she gave me a better understanding of who God was and what all he has done for us and all the sacrifices he gave. And she helped by, because we prayed together, we studied the Bible together, we went to church together, and we just had conversations about him together. And like, she had us do this one thing wherever we had to like teach, like read Bibles verses to some younger kids, and then like it gave me a better understanding of like what all he has done and like how he brought joy to so many other people. I just remember like his jokes, like all the jokes he made during whenever church. Like how he made everyone laugh and smile.
Miss Sharon, because she's kind of helped me and guided me through my faith life and kind of helped me through my problems and always has been there for me, and she's always just guided me in the right direction and always constantly reminding me that God is by my side and always will forgive me for my mistakes, and no matter how much I mess up, that I will always be forgiven by him. God is always with you.
That's all I got, folks. And he leaves.